Halo. Ya, halo. Andai Sumeru guys, Sumeru. Kita masuk Sumeru. Let's go. Mana nih? Oh, ke bawah dulu. Nah. Oke, ada udah lagunya. Oke, nice. Apaan tuh? Apaan tuh? Mobnya kah? Ini apa ini? Ini apa ya? Oh shit. Oke, let's go. Terereng teng. Oh.
Speed of light. Hey.
Oke, easy. Fight. Oh. Ini mah war next level ini. Oh, nih. Apaan? Holy shit. Fungus. Electron file.
Don't blink.
Bisa F. Oh, bisa terbang ke sini.
Stand clear. Absorption test. Animal test 63.
Kita
Speed of light.
selesai nih. Kemana ini? Oh, ada jalannya. Bentar. Ini dibenerin dulu. Nah, keren. Lift sigil ada lagi. Astaga, ada sigil baru. Lalu ke bawah ya. Foto apa nih? Lift sigil. Anjay. Apaan nih, gimana? Aku belum punya dendro bang. Nggak bisa diambil bang. Lah itu apa tuh? Gimana sih? Nggak tahu lah. Apa nih babinya? Oke. Anjay, ada maksud takin, ada maksudnya. Halo mama. Iya mama, iya mama. Nggak jadi, udah berangkat semua tadi jam 11 ternyata. Kakak tanya lagi. Nggak tahu. Kakak kira jam 1.
To Sumeru, our next objective should be to head to Sumeru City and find a way to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. And speaking of Lesser Lord Kusanali, even though we haven't heard too much about her, she doesn't seem to be the same deity who abducted your... But even so, people call Sumeru the Nation of Wisdom, you know. If we can get a chance to meet the God of Wisdom, maybe she can give us some useful information. But, Paimon doesn't know the way to Sumeru. Even if we can't see exactly where the city is, at least we'll be able to check for some smaller settlements nearby. Wait a second. Look! Perfect timing! Now we can just ask for directions rather than wander around like lost... Hey there! We're not from around... Huh? Did they not hear Paimon? Hey! What's going on here? There's no way she could have missed that. Oh, wait! Could she be ignoring us? How dare... Well, even when we get the chance, we'll just ask someone else for directions. Come on, let's follow her. Just keep quiet. Make sure she doesn't notice us.
That's everything. On to the next.
She just walked near that small waterfall and then suddenly vanished. Let's go. Paimon thought this cave would lead to a village or something, but it looks like that's not the case. Look, she's sitting over there. What should we do now? Do we try asking her for directions again? It looks like she's meditating or something. If we bother her now, she probably wouldn't let us... Oh! It's coming from that sensor over there. This is definitely not your typical place to call home, but at least it smells nice. Huh? What's the matter? You don't look too good. What? Is the smell making you... What's happening? you sure it's not serious? The Traveler's been out for a long time now.
Yes, you can relax. Believe me, Master is extremely knowledgeable. If he says that he's going to be alright, then there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Oh, are you awake now?
Oh, thank goodness! Traveler, you're finally awake! Well, we're at... good question. Where are we? Paimon was in such a panic when you passed out.
This is Gandharvaville. It was originally built by scholars from Sumeru as a place to rest in the rainforest. Now it's mainly used by the forest rangers as a base of operation. My name is Kale. I'm a trainee forest ranger. My master and I found you passed out during our patrol, so we brought you here. Oh, no things are necessary. I didn't do anything, really. By the way, how are you feeling now? Oh, that's Master's herbal medicine you're tasting. He gave you some while you were unconscious. Before I forget, Master mentioned you should take more medicine. Whoops!
Kale, what's the matter? Were you trying to retrieve the medicine? As I've already told you, you must be careful with the...
Sorry, Master.
Now, the guide to Avidya Forest's edible fungi is clearly posted on our bulletin board. But if Farbo...
Right? This is the second time he's come down with food poisoning this month. I'll be sure to give him a good talking to.
Yes, please do. If, on the off chance, Farbode simply enjoys having little imaginary fairies dance before his eyes, then we'll just let him be. But the next time he requires any of our medicine, be sure to charge him accordingly. So, how are you doing? Feeling better?
Oh, this is my master, Forest Watcher Tainari. He is chief officer over all the rangers here in Gun.
I already informed Paimon about the reason you fell unconscious earlier. It is common practice for Sumeru scholars of certain darshans to dedicate themselves to training and meditation in isolated areas, particularly the nearby forests. While meditating, in hopes of asking directions, you two followed a scholar named Hypatia into her cave. The incense you smelled inside was the spirit borneol I just... That incense typically has no effect on most people, but for a very select few, it can have profound effects on one's cognition, as you experienced firsthand. Does that make sense? Very good. Now, answer me this. Did you feel anything after passing out? Say, any out-of-body experiences? Or did you see anything while unconscious? Kale, let the others know to stop bringing their patrol logs here for now.
Huh? Why?
Because these two will be staying here for the next few days. They can have my room and I'll bunk with Amir. Now get a move on and be sure to do as I've said.
Yes, Master Tainari.
Wait, hold on.
Sure, let me fill you in. I originally planned to send you on your way once you finished your medicine. However, it appears now that you should stay a while for further observation while you recuperate.
Further observation?
No need to be hasty. As long as you have the capacity to judge between right and wrong, I promise that you'll understand the gravity of the situation once I explain it. Based on what you saw after smelling the incense and losing consciousness, we can conclude that you experienced a powerful hallucination, which suggests your mental state is not in the best of shape. If you're skeptical, have a whiff of this.
Whoa! Are you okay?
You're experiencing a similar sensation as when you passed out, aren't you? So even though your condition is stable as of now, if I were to haphazardly let you leave, it's highly likely that you'd suddenly pass out again somewhere else. The rainforest is home to many For now, I suggest you continue. Good. Now continue resting while I fire up another bowl of medicine for you.
Seriously? With just a... Paimon knows we're set on meeting Lesser Lord... Hey! Are you even listening to Paimon? Paimon... What's weird? You mean the vision of tree roots and red skies you saw? But if those weren't hallucinations, what could they be? Well, considering how unique you are, Paimon trusts your judgment here. If he misjudged your condition, then there's a chance... Huh? You mean that Tainari already knows that what you saw weren't hallucinations? But if that's the case, why would he try to hide that from us? Oh, Paimon gets it now. That explains why you were so quiet earlier. Well, that settles it then. But it seems like asking Tainari might not be an option anymore. What a good idea! Kale's pretty friendly. We can ask her tomorrow about what she knows regarding the Dendro Archon and customs in Sumeru. Rise and shine! Come on, it's time to go find Collie!
Dead on my feet. I think I'll stay here a while. I'm dead on my feet. I think I'll stay here.
All right, next let's see. Right hand. Yes, not bad. But please remember that you still need to be careful.
Yes, I will. By the way, Master, I still haven't received the patrol route for today.
Look, Kale, today's patrol will be a long one, so you won't be coming along this time. Besides, there's a
But I have a vision too!
Don't talk like that, Kale. This is not something you need to be worried. Ah, there you are. Feeling any better?
Yeah, since we'll be staying here for now, we thought we might as well try
Seems you're not the type to sit back and take it easy for a while, huh? In that case, perhaps Kale could take you two for a patrol south of Gandharvaville for the day. And if you're feeling up to it, you can be...
Tenari, we're ready to head out.
Roger, I'll be right there. All right, we'll be heading into the forest now.
Yes, you can count on me.
So, Kale, Tainari mentioned cleaning the statue just now, but, that does...
Well, a forest ranger's responsibilities can be... They handle a variety of tasks, like checking the condition of outlying roads, maintaining forest facilities, ensuring fire prevention standards are met, and providing assistance to travelers and locals. As for Master, well, he has to... Today we can perform routine checks on the pathway lamps as we make our way to the Statue of the Seven. Paimon, traveler, this way! You can leave the task of checking the lamps to me. In the meantime, you two can keep an eye out for anything unusual.
Yesterday.
2つの明かりは問題なし。急がないと。これちょっとぐらついてるな。メモしておこう。よし、この明かりも大丈夫。七天神像はあの巨大な岩の上だ。お前たちもこのちょっと高いよな。登るのがきつかったら無理しなくていいよ。師匠は気にしないから。そうか、じゃあ任せる。
オイラも一緒に行くぜ。ところでこれいい？
それって
おえ、あ、もしか。
そうだよ。マハールッカ・デバータはスメールの初代宗神様だ。スメール人にとって彼女は知恵と博愛、全能の象徴だよ。でもその後神が再び降臨したことを祝って賢者たちは彼女を暗草なりデビと呼んでスラサタンな聖書に住まわせたんだ。それからあとはよくいや、
オイラたちは赤の他人だし。
いやいや、違うんだ。お前たちもアンバーのことは知ってるだろ？
それってまさか。
そう、そのアンバーだ。以前モンドにしばらく留まってたことがあるんだ。その頃私はアンバーにいろいろ助けられて。アンバーは本当にすごいよ。日々の暮らしへの愛に満ちていて正義感が強いんだ。行動力はもちろん思いやりにも溢れていて、いつも人のため炎みたいに輝いてる。私から言わせれば彼女ほど偵察騎士に適任な人はいないよ。だってモンドに足を踏み入れるほとんどの人は最初にアンバーに
偵察騎士の仕事はそれじゃないだ。ひひ、気にするなよ。お前がアンバーの友達だって分かって。でもなんで。
実はスメールに帰った後もアンバーとは手紙にはモンド城が飛竜に襲われた時、金髪の旅人と空飛ぶ仲間がだから昨日はお前たちを見た瞬間すぐに分かったんだ。でも
そうだった。
だから安心してくれよ。宗神様のことももっと教えてあげたいところなんだけど、長い間スメール。
大丈夫だ。さっき教えてくれた情報はすごく価値のあったものだったぞ。何しろオイラたちはマハールッカ・デバータやスラサタンな聖書すら知らなかったからな。
少しでも役に立ててよかった。でもどうして宗神様の。そうだ。
そうかしこまるなよ。よし、それじゃ。
よろしくな。よっ。
今までよく見てなかったけど、この神様小柄だぞ。これはマハールッカ・デバータなのか、クラクサナリデビなのか。お前、そうかも。まあいっか。さあ、心臓をきれいにしようぜ。心臓もきれいになったし、降りてコレイと合流しようぜ。
行こうよ。
コレイ、戻ったぞ。
り降りたり大変だっただろ。
やったー。どんな、いいじゃないか。コレイはもう知らないやつじゃないんだし。それに、
今日はレンジャーがよく食べる。
やばい、落ちちゃったぞ。
平気平気、油脂で何重にも包んであるから中のピタは汚れたりしてないはずだ。
焦っ、これうまいぞ。油脂で包んであってよかったぜ。じゃない
それは大げさだろ。でもそんなに気に入ってくれたんなら今度レシピを書き。
ありがとな、これいい。でもティナリは厳しすぎるんじゃないのか。物にも触れ、オイラだって飛んでる時たまに机の上にあるものを倒しちゃうけど、こいつは絶対にオイラを責めたりしないぞ。
いや、そうじゃないんだ。お前たちも師匠と長く付き合えば。師匠はある古くて神秘的な一族の手だって先輩に聞いた。一族の、そうだ、氷霊院って聞いたことないか。なんとか派ってやつ。とにかく師匠は植物に詳しいだろ。でも師匠はスメールシティは騒がしくて耳に悪いって理由で断ったんだ。だよな、私もそう思う。とにかく教練院にだって行けたはずなのに、師匠はレンジャー長になることを選んだ。毎日森の住民を助けたり、部下たちに様々な知識、ピタの作り方だって師匠に教えてもらった。
本当か。そういえば昨日けどやっぱりあいつのことはちょっと気に入ら。
ごめん、それは師匠が悪かったかも。あの時パイモンがどうしよう、こいつ死ぬのかーってわめき続けてたから、どんなになだめても無駄で。師匠、
おい、お前笑うな。おい、なんでこれまで。
私に触んだ。
これ
私は今、いや、そうじゃない。
これどうしたんだ。大丈
夫？平気だ。もう、そうだ、そろそろいい時間だし早くガンダルバー村に戻ろう。師匠たち。
今のは何だったんだ。これ大丈夫かな。
急がないと。行くわよ。行け。 準備万端だ。出発しよう。行こう。時間は有。 行け。行くわよ。努力の似合う収穫ね。急がないと。行くわよ。あ、旅人さん、君た。
こんばんは。コレイを見かけなかったか？
コレイならさっき部屋に戻るのを見ましたよ。
そっか。
もう疲れた。しばらくここに滞在するか。もう疲れた。しばらくここに滞在するか。
to today's Forest Patrol route map.
Maybe she's in a better mood now. Let's go check on her.
There's a lot.
Ah, it's you two. I was just about to go look for you.
Huh? Tainari? What are you doing here? Where's Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put it simply, she's not well.
You mean she's sick? How could she be... Oh, wait a minute. Could it be because of what Paimon did yesterday?
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. This sickness is something that Kale has been dealing with for some time. Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so, to be honest. She hasn't remembered to take care of herself. I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend for some time now. It must have been refreshing for her to have you two here.
So, Tainari, what's really wrong with Kale?
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. Kale just fell asleep after taking her medicine. She needs some peace and quiet. All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized that you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard all about your deeds in Liyue and Inazuma. So, just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are or your past feats. Instead, I am going to tell you because... well, because Kale asked me to. And honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing her past to you. But she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend. So now she wishes to reciprocate the gesture.
So, Tainari, what exactly is wrong with Kale? You said this is something she's been dealing with for some time. Just how serious is it?
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease called Elazar.
Elazar?
Yes, it's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and hardened scales that form on the body. At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on the affected area of the skin. However, as the disease progresses, one may begin feeling fatigued and even experience peripheral paresthesia. In its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body, and they effectively become completely immobile.
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting a little clumsy earlier, it was because...
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying or holding anything. Lest she ends... With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses to a more serious stage. However, there is unfortunately still no true cure for Elazar. Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their members lied and said they had a cure.
What? The Fatui?
Ah, it appears you are already familiar with them. That'll save me some explanation. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that she had been given to a harbinger known as the Doctor. I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but her case of Elazar was completely stable for all the years that Kale was with them. However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but her experience with the Fatui has left deep scars. Even now, she can still feel deathly afraid of someone touching her.
Paimon had no idea Kale's been through so much suffering.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday. She also wanted both of you to know that she's sorry for hiding her illness.
She doesn't need to apologize. None of this is her fault at all.
Well said. I hope you'll get a chance to tell her that in person the next time you see her. Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two will never let my trainee experience such emotional pain again.
Don't worry, Tainari. We'll take good care of her.
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led to her breakdown this time. As long as she has taken her medicine and gets plenty of rest, she should get better. Though, I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived here in Gandharvaville. She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that she was serious about learning, so I felt compelled to ask her to join us. Her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical exercise is always necessary, I'm afraid the long-distance patrols are a little too much for her now. All right, now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest to find some ingredients needed for her medicine. I'll see you two later.
Yeah, we'd like to do...
All right, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who's still recovering like the Traveler. You must follow closely and listen to every instruction.
No problemo!
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as lunar lotus. It's often used to help those afflicted with Elazar recover their energy.
Hey, Tainari? Where exactly are we going to find this plant?
Lunar lotus can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville.
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are correct. Lunar lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species, if you ask me. The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Kalpalata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine. And then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, completely contrary to its name.
Oh, okay then. Note to Paimon. Never bring up the topic of flowers with Tainari.
It's important to replenish your supplies often when you're out in the wild. Speed of light. Absorption test! Speed of light! Hey! Incoming! Go! Speed of light! Let's light it up! You give, you receive. Don't blink! Stand clear! Animal test 6308! Everybody stand back! Glad there weren't any poisonous mushrooms inside. Stand clear! Absorption test! Stand clear! Got lucky that time. Speed of light! Not bad, as far as treasure is concerned. That's everything. On to the next. Incoming!
There should be lunar lotuses growing somewhere in this area. If you could manage to gather, we'll rendezvous here.
Alright, we've gathered enough lunar lotuses. Let's head back to meet Tainari. Hey, Tainari! We found the lotuses you requested.
Let me take a look. Good, very good. These are all... I'm quite glad you two came...
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, Tainari! Someone's calling your name. They're dressed...
Ah, yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long ago? What are they doing back so early? Let's go find out what's going on.
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gandar.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The Withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week ago. It reappeared so quickly. Can you tell me the exact location?
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area, so we decided to come find you as quickly as possible.
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get a clear enough view to tell.
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. So we didn't risk getting any closer.
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision. I'll go deal with it right away. In the meantime, please guide these two back to Gandharvaville.
Wait, Tainari! What?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still unfamiliar with many things in these lands. There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. It's called the Withering. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife and even people.
Hello.
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. I wasn't kidding when I said the rainforest is a dangerous place. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate elements, will be able to resist the Withering's corrosive effects for a time.
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make a record of the location and then have a ranger with the proper abilities deal with it, like Tainari here. Only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry. He may not have a vision, but he's a real pro at using the power of the elements.
It seems the rumors about you are true. In that case, all right, you two may accompany me. We typically only teach visitors how to identify the Withering as they're about to leave Gandharvaville. We'll make an exception today and show you what it looks like up close.
Speed of light! Hey!
Stop. Don't move any further. Look there in the distance.
Huh? Where? Oh, look! Those plants have withered! That whole area is kinda gloomy. Even the air looks like it's filled... Doesn't like the look of this.
That is the Withering. All right, Traveler. We're going to have to enter that Withering zone. Once inside, we'll need to look for what we call tumors of the Withering. If we eliminate those, then the area will be saved. Thank you. But I must warn you, don't push yourself. Even with elemental powers, once you step inside the Withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. If at any point it becomes too much, return outside the zone and take a breather. It could become a matter of life and death. You ready then? Let's go. First, we must locate any branches sustaining the Withering zone. Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor.
Incoming! With sword to the shadows! Speed of light! Hey! Hup! Let's
consumers of the withering. Yes, thanks to you two. We were able to quickly restore this.
Tainari? You make it sound like we did well, but why does...
It's that obvious, huh? Recently, the rate at which the withering zone appears has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear that withering zone, it won't be long before another one appears. If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe than that. The withering is leaving lasting effects on the rainforest itself. For instance, even though we cleared out the withering zone, many of the plants that were affected will not recover. This presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, directly impacting the wildlife that and most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to increase, Kale's case of Elazar has also become...
Huh?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar cases are being reported for patients with other conditions. No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the depths of the world. By the way, have you heard of Irminsul as a tree located deep beneath the surface? Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense. You can basically think of it as a large tree that grows downwards rather than upwards. I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern deep underground, all the way up to the surface. Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect knowledge and wisdom from ancient times to present day. The Dendro Archon is known as the God of Wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro Archon's power is a manifestation of Irminsul. And as for the Withering, its emergence is related to a disease that's affecting it. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's familiars a long time ago. But even those mysterious creatures did not know of a cure for Irminsul. I'm afraid we Rangers will be battling the withering zones here for a long time until a cure is found. Alright, that's enough on this topic for the time being. Now that we've taken care of things here, it's time for us to head back to...
Tainari, you all made it back. How did it go?
The withering zone you reported has been taken care of. No need to worry. Huh. Wait, is that? Oh no, Hypatia!
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This dustbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon were following.
Oh, her?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face?
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to Gandharvaville, she must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations. This letter is her asking...
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait, how did you know all that from just a few lines on the page?
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her... Well, I'd prefer not to remember that. Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as quickly. I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon.
Wait, you want us to bring her the...
Let's find out. Here, Traveler, take... So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? But, wait, how'd you...
Back when we were clearing the Withering Zone, I observed that he could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. I knew then that he would be fine. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsol's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw while you were unconscious? That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to apologize for deceiving you, because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation of Sumeru, but the entire world of Teyvat. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now that that duty has fallen to me, it was part of my responsibilities to ascertain whether you could be entrusted with the fate. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, when you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsol. What you witnessed were actually real memories contained within Irminsol itself. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of Spirit Borneol are aimed at establishing a connection with That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that time, she must avoid communicating with others. Please, wait here. Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some other ingredients. Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it to her and she'll answer any questions you may have. No. I should be the one thanking you.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing. Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing. Hello? Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area. There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Wait. Huh? Hot things out here under... What happened? And where are we? Really? Oh. This place is huge! I knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind. Absorption test. Incoming. Hey! Cut to the chase. Speed of light. What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change? Speed of light. Don't blink. Hey! Off we go. Swirl, mark. Just like we rehearsed. Cut to the chase. What is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute. Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good. Animal test 6308. Incoming. Hey! Let's light it up! Go! Absorption test. Animal test 6308. Holy Namba! Help! Nowhere to hide. Everybody stand! Speed of light! Hey! Stand clear. Get out of here! Animal test 6308. Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We've faced others like him before! What's wrong?
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your sister. Oh, pitiful traveler. Her Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in her eyes is that of an annoying bug, only to be stepped upon. The bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. Your journey is meaningless, but don't you fret now. Today will be your last.
What do we do? We haven't seen her. Oh, there she is! Quick, let's see how she. Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that? Oh, guess that makes sense. Anyways, we can talk about this later. We better make sure she's alright first. Whoa, wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around.
Who's there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us here to bring you some food and water. Here, we have a letter that he asked us.
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari. I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me. You even brought all this fruit.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the fruit. We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips.
Oh. I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from my, neighbor. Must have come by and saw me like this.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So you're able to see them too?
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly had a strange dream?
No, I actually do believe what the Traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before and ended up scaring my timid little neighbor here. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in order to scurry away.
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature is your neighbor?
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort... I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irminsul. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and at that very moment, I suddenly noticed, in my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me approaching them. They just kept... It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh! And then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby. I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes, no doubt about that. By the way, Tainari mentioned in his letter that you had questions for me regarding Irminsul. Sorry about that. Sounds like...
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Anyway, looks like... Alright, we're out, Trav.
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to it. It's been so long since I've had a decent meal, too. To be honest, the last time had to be when Tainari came to visit.
All done! Let's use the empty box. Oh, it smells,
Are you already finished cooking? Mmm. Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling Spiritborn ale for the first time. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the Academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spend their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make Spiritborn ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth. Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was he sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload. Hence the adverse reactions. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn ale would cause adverse effect. Not to worry though. Technically, your body should...
Well then...
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities.
Whoa! You...
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ritawes Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful. I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm, while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone.
Whoa! So knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous! Aren't you afraid of the risks, Habib?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even... However, I've been feeling better as of late. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from... But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself. And they have the curious power to make people dream.
What's so strange about that?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in...
Huh.
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their... The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the God of Wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the Academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, I never dreamed again. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feeling. I suddenly felt like I was a child again. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. But I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with Irminsul?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers. All I can say is that what you saw is a memory contained within Irminsul itself.
Jilbab. Ini jilbab. Ini mah. Mau kemana sih? Oh, itu celana.
descend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. I might have some more answers for you. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me.